Hello, callers. Welcome back to another interesting episode of Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona will prioritize the sale of three players in the summer. We are going to be discussing on that report as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about Frankie de Jong. It has been reported that selling Frankie de Jong is no longer a priority for Barcelona. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, give the video a like and make sure to watch the video right up to the very end. Despite the impending injection of finances from the sale of 49.9% stake in BLM, Barcelona's plans for the summer window still hinge on player departures to an extent. The Blaugrana need to free up room on the wage bill, and in order to do that, they will need to clear some current players from the roster. And as per Cadena SER, the three players that Barcelona wish to offload on a priority basis are defenders Samuel Umtiti and Clement Lenglet and out-of-favor forward Martin Braithwaite. Umtiti has been out of favor at Camp Nou for nearly 2 years now, but moving him on has proven to be a very difficult task for Barcelona thus far due to his injury issues and steep wages. However, things could be easier this time around after he signed a downward renewal during the January transfer window. There has been interest from clubs in France, although the defender might have to take another pay cut to secure a move away. Lenglet too has fallen down the pecking order at Barcelona despite enjoying a promising couple of seasons upon his arrival. The French international currently finds himself behind Gerard Piqué, Araujo and Eric Garcia, while the club also plans to add Andres Christensen and another defender. So it only makes sense for the player and the club to part ways this summer. Finally, Barcelona are also prioritizing the sale of striker Martin Braithwaite, who hardly played during last season. The Dane suffered an injury early in the season, but was hardly called upon by manager Xavi after he recovered from the issue. Braithwaite has been told to find a new club for himself, although the striker continues to insist that he does not think of leaving Barcelona anytime soon, making things harder for the club to get rid of his wages in the summer. Definitely these three players are the players that I can say top the list when it comes to departures, players that we all think they will be the first three players to leave. But the funny thing is, they are making it difficult for Barcelona. Of course, at some point we have been hearing these three guys talking about not wanting to leave, they still have a contract, they believe that they can prove it, blah blah blah, stories like that. But of course, everybody wants to stay. Who wants to leave? Sometimes when I think about the kind of senseless salaries that Bartomeu gives some of these players, it's really affecting Barcelona right now because they know the amount that they are enjoying every single season without even touching the ball. That's why they feel like if they go somewhere else, they won't see that kind of money again, ever. And they are saying, they always be like, no, I'm not leaving now. I still have a contract. Why am I leaving now? I still think I can prove it, this and that, this and that. But I think Barca will still do their best to offload them, because I think we are at a point right now where we need to get rid of players who are deemed surplus to requirements. We really need to get rid of them. Umtiti, almost 3 years now I've been talking about Umtiti and supposed to leave the club, but that's never been the case. When it came, I think January, when the whole Barca camp was shocked. I mean, the fans were shocked when the news came out that Barca and Umtiti have come to an agreement for a new contract. And once, I saw that like a shock. But when they start talking about the details of that contract, that is a downward renewal, deferred salaries, and so on and so forth, will be spread all over 5 years. It was a shock. But that does not mean Barca don't have plans to sell him. Barca wants to get rid of Umtiti, who hardly plays. Who, in fact, I think he has just played just once since Xavi came. Of course, it is understandable that Barca must get rid of him, but looking for a suitor has not been easy, even though most of those suitors have come from France. But of course, his wages have been a problem because him going to another club, demanding such a wages that he demands is a big problem. And so Barca are really frustrated finding suitors who will be able to pay his wages. Lenglet, another player that Barca have been struggling to offload. But of course, we've been hearing offers from Tottenham Hotspur, offers in Serie A, offers in Ligue 1 as well that have been showing interest in him, but nothing have been um, materialized so far. And Martin Braithwaite, another player that we all expect him to leave this summer, which Barca will be doing their best to make sure their departures do work out. Then, moving on to the next story of discussion, as reported by Cadena SER, Barcelona are no longer prioritizing the sale of midfielder Frankie de Jong, following the assembly vote to trigger the economic levers proposed by Joan Laporta. De Jong's future has been the center of major transfer speculation over the past month or so. The 25-year-old has emerged as a priority transfer target for Manchester United following the appointment of former Ajax head coach Erik ten Hag as the new manager. The Dutch tactician is intent on reuniting with his former Ajax protege at Old Trafford, and up until now, Barca were happy to go ahead with the sale due to the club's dire financial situation. Indeed, the Netherlands international was seen as the Blaugrana's most sellable asset, and the club were open to the prospect of showing him the exit doors for a significant fee in the range of 80 to 85 million euros. Talks with Manchester United were believed to be ongoing, and the midfielder himself was said to have green-lighted the move after having been reluctant to make the move to England. But the landscape could now change in the aftermath of Barcelona's impending sale of 49.9% stake in their Barca licensing and merchandise, which abbreviated BLM, which could rake in investment of around 300 million euros. As a result, Barcelona are not viewing the sale of the young as a priority anymore. However, the club will look to find suitors for the unwanted players on the roster, such as Samuel Umtiti, Martin Braithwaite, and Clement Lenglet, as I've just said previously, among many others. As for Frankie de Jong, he has time and again insisted that he is very happy to stay at Barcelona and wishes to continue at the club beyond this summer. So whether he gets to fulfill his desire will be clearer in the coming weeks. Frankie de Jong's future at Barcelona still remains uncertain despite the economic levers that were approved on Thursday. But of course, it's been reported that Barca do not really prioritize the sale, which means that even if, for example, even if Frankie de Jong does not succeed in leaving, Barca will still be very much happy about that because they are not in that dire financial need from, as already having an injection coming in. So selling Frankie de Jong is not a top priority like before, because if we can remember, Barca were so desperate to have that 85 million euros in case Frankie de Jong was sold so that they can help finance some of their issues, some of their projects in the transfer window. But that is no longer the case according to Cadena SER. So let's see how it happens, because right now they are still talking about negotiations still ongoing. United are still pushing, and take note of the fact that Barcelona are still very much open to selling Frankie de Jong. And we've been talking about players like Bernardo Silva, who are in line to replace him in case Barca receive the funds from the sale. So let's see how things unfold in the coming months. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.